HVAC people!
Alright, HVAC people!
Yeah! I'm watching your YouTube channel.
I hope you get something from him.
Oh yeah, fucking live, man. Oh yeah.
Is he subscribed though, y'all? Do he hit that like button?
I'm a subscriber.
What's going on, bud? Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Richard.
Yep. Today we are going to be replacing a disconnect for HVAC unit. This disconnect right here has been bypassed. So we got a little critter up in here. As you can see, someone bypassed this little breaker on this disconnect. So we are going to replace it with a pull-out disconnect switch. All right. So first order of business is we're going to see if it's hot. As you can see, a green light is on here, red indicating that we have high voltage on both legs. So if I hit this switch off or on, which you see is off now, has been bypassed. So we're going to locate the breaker that applies power to this disconnect. This one is marked AC. It's a 60 amp breaker. You switch this one because this is to my unit. I already verified that. But so we should have a green light out there at the disconnect. Okay. All right. So now I got a green indicating no power. I also have another multimeter where we can double check once we take the wire nuts off. Okay, so now that I got the wire nuts loose, so we want to be on the safe side. I'm going to go to my multimeter, just put it on voltage, and each leg got 0. We see if we can find us a ground. And go leg to leg. We got 0. Okay, we touch each wire. Okay. Go ahead and remove our old box. Cut the ground wire. All right. So now we usually have a whip that can go from this disconnect to the unit. So, but we have to determine which is our line voltage. So we got one wire that should be going back to the breaker panel, and we have one wire that should be going to my unit right here. Okay. So there's a couple ways that I can do this. I can go turn the power on at the disconnect and just touch it and see if this turns red, and we'll know the disconnect is right here. But since I'm close by the unit right here, I am going to.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, my wife's running some errands. Are you gonna be here for lunchtime? Do you want some lunch?
I appreciate it, but I'll probably wrap it up by the end. And
Not a problem. I just wanna ask.
no, thanks a lot, though.
Sure.
Okay. All right, y'all. So, like I say, it's 2 ways for me to do this. I'm gonna go ahead and just, since this going into these 2. Blue and wire. I'm just gonna check continuity. All right, so you just put your meter on continuity. And all I'm doing is going from red to on my meter with a brown and that black and blue wire, which is connected to the white and the black wire on those big blue lug nuts. So check continuity. All they do is they got to tie 2 of these wires together. Let's see if I can do that. Sorry about shaking the camera. Alright, so I'm just wiring up these 2 together right here, and I should get a beep on my meter. Alright. So those 2. So I didn't get a beep on my meter. So that would tell me that this is the line, the breaker going to the disconnect right here. Alright. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna tie these 2 in together. Now I should get a beep on that meter. If I weren't recording this, I'd be doing it a lot faster. Alright, so you see I'm getting the beep on my meter now. Alright. That tells me I got continuity right here. Because you would think, since it's on this side, it'd be closer to the breaker. But, so you'll get confused right here. So this is my breaker. I'm getting continuity right here. So I know this is my whip right here. This right here going into this blue conduit up here. All right, so I'm gonna leave this wire nut on here to let them know that's my unit right here. Cap right here. When we check continuity to the unit, and my line side will be coming from my disconnect. All right. So I'm going to get something to punch these 2 holes out right here. And we'll run our whip. So I can use a pre-existing hole on this level. You see, got it nice and level. I'm gonna use this pre-existing hole, and I think I'm gonna make me another hole right here or up top. It's kind of like a rough terrain with the bricks, but that's what I think I'm gonna do right there. Get nice and level. Hammer drill. Some use these little anchors here. That should be all right. Loading line. So we just hooked the loading line up here. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and unloosen up all 4 screws. Alright, so I'm gonna put one line side on here. Don't really matter which is which. Alright. Alright, so we'll tighten those. Alright, so do the same thing with the load. Both our grounds in. We just need to tighten them up. I wanted to put these on my little conduit strap, but it should be fine. We got plenty of space up in there. Got another coating on here. It'll be all right. So we're going to verify that it works. So I'm going to go back to the breaker. So the unit did turn back on, so it was successful. That's what we want to see, folks. Checking the pressures also. I did some work to this unit a couple days ago. I just come back and check the pressures. Last time I here was like 50-something degrees, but we got like 70-something degrees out here today. So I just want to monitor the pressures, and it's been warm the last several days, and the homeowner did say it was working correctly. So, well, it's been cooling correctly. So, like I said, I'm still gonna monitor this for a while. And just make sure we good to go. I'm gonna check superheat and subcooling. Like I say, it was like 50-something degrees when I was here last time, and I think my suction pressure was like at 95. It got low as 95. So, all right, folks, thanks for watching. All right, so I'm charging this. Well, not charging this unit up. I've been monitoring this unit probably about 10 minutes now, and I still pulled out 3.5 pounds of refrigerant out this unit. I didn't show it on this one, but when I got here, but I think last time my superheat was hovering around 1 or 2. So borderline liquid. We're going back to that compressor, but I thought still remove almost 4 pounds on this visit. I do got my superheat up, so that's why I wanted that. Well, I ain't gonna say well, that's why I wanted it. I want to get the subcooling around 10, but like I said, I just took a little bit more out. I'm gonna see if I can get that subcooling a little lower. But we do got our superheat up, so we don't have to worry about flooding that compressor. But that guy, he charged this unit way too much. 'Cause like I say, I think on my last visit I pulled out 3 pounds, and I got 3.5 out now. So that's almost 6-7 pounds over charge right there. But you see, I don't have a recovery machine. I'm using the compressor to put the refrigerant back into the unit. So all I'm doing is opening this line here. I already got my line open, so I'm just opening this up and I'm removing some refrigerant just a little bit at a time. There's about 4 ounces right there, and I close it up. But I think this thing just way overcharged. But every little bit you take out, you see it. My superheat almost went to 12-degree superheat. I just took out those couple ounces. .45-degree suction temp. So, take a little bit more out. That's exactly 4 pounds taken out this visit right here. See if we can get that subcooling down just a little bit more. But I think I'm cool with this right here. I know I got some superheat now. 12-degree superheat, 18-degree subcooling. With some good warm air. See about what's the temperature. So yeah, it's about 70 degrees out here today. Like I said, the last 3 days, the unit been running. It wasn't going off on high head pressure. And the guy said it was cooling fine on the inside, reaching set point, but I just removed 4 pounds. I think this unit will be a lot more happier, especially when we start reaching 80, 90 degree weather. But been running probably about 15 minutes now. I'm gonna let it run 15 more minutes before I do anything else to it. This thing was crazy overcharged though. This thing was almost double overcharged. All right, folks, so system says it originally came charged with 11 pounds of R22 refrigerant. I'm sorry, 410A refrigerant. Got a design subcooling of 9 degrees. Okay. I think my last visit I took out between 3 and 4 pounds. On this visit I took out 6 pounds thus far. I think I'm gonna leave it right here. It's been running probably about 15 minutes. I got about 14, 15 degree subcooling right now. I just took a little bit out, so that may go down a little bit, but they usually give you plus or minus 3 or 4 degree subcooling, so that's a lot better. I'm at about, let's say 15 degree subcooling, okay? That's where we want to be right there. About 7 degrees a day, pressure 285, almost 300. That's what I want right there. All right, got 105 on my suction right here. And superheat by 13 degrees. So we did gain at least 10 degrees superheat on this visit right here. Unit sounds a lot better to me. And even last time I here, it felt like it was like humid in the house. Take a look at the thermostat. Even though it was kind of satisfied, I can kind of feel, you can kind of feel some stickiness. But, yeah, that feels a lot better. Okay, 71 inside. I got it set for 68. And it feels a lot better, I'll tell you. A lot of times when you're in and out these houses, even though it could be 71 here, just in Houston, I can kind of feel the stickiness in the humidity. So I think these are new homeowners at this house. So a lot of times they can get accustomed to this. They're gonna like this a lot better. I don't think their unit probably ever cool correctly. So they could feel less sticky. And this thing is moving good heat from the house now. I tell you, feel good up in there. I got another thermometer I can read relative humidity, but we don't worry about that. Like I said, I just do it like